Today's video blog talks about cloud, and I'm going to contend that we've reached a tipping point. If we go back even as little as a year ago, it was undecided whether enterprises were leaning toward public or private cloud services. Now I can say that from what we're seeing out there, it's decidedly tipping in favor of private cloud. And it's interesting because while enterprises have always been on board for private cloud, this trend appears to be accelerating into the ranks of medium-sized companies and even SMBs. This is relevant to enterprises because although enterprises are very large in the IT assets that they control and expend, they also have SMB concerns as embodied in the branches, offices, or smaller organizations that are included under their wings and that are allowed to make their own IT decisions. So what does this mean? Well, it means very simply, number one, that people are now comfortable with the concept of cloud. Whether they can write a definition in English for it or not, they understand how it can work for their company. Along with that comfort also comes a little more willingness to play the game themselves and have their own private cloud versus outsourcing. And this trend is further being built on by vendors who are providing pre-configured packages that include best practices for implementing cloud. It allows an organization of virtually any size to get started without fear of missing something and then later customize the cloud to exactly how it wants that cloud to run for its operations. Now this has repercussions for public cloud companies as well. It means very simply that while public cloud companies certainly have a market that will continue to expand, more will be expected from them in terms of the governance, due diligence, and other best practices that they use. And they can expect to see this in contract negotiations. So the good news of all of this is organizations, whether they are large, small, or in between, have become comfortable with the cloud and they're exercising their own resources and authority over it, and they now have full reign as to whether they want to go public or private, and there's active activity in the private cloud, and we can expect this to continue to evolve best practices and best use for cloud in the future.